Hello everyone, it is Loki Monster here, and welcome to Jotunheim, land of the ice giants, which was Loki's birthplace. Now Loki is a dwarf ice giant, so everything is slightly oversized, so Loki would be child size. Now this is my front entrance here, so I have this gate here, and what I've done is I've taken one of the Legion fences with the spikes and flipped it over to be a portcullis, and I've also created this drawbridge with chains coming down out of the skull mouths here, and I also have the ice frost coming off in front of it. Now I did want to fill that with frost, and I do want to put one of the statues in that area, which I haven't earned yet. But I have these little park benches here you can sit on in this little area, and we have a ramp that goes up to another drawbridge here, and I've got some skulls decorating this, and I have a little secret here. If you jump off this side here, hiding behind this bush, and I have eliminated what was in here originally. I had this little room, and it was furnished, and I call this my troll hole, and the troll can jump up onto the bridge and take care of any enemies coming in. But unfortunately, and this is what I wanted to talk about mostly, if you're going to be ambitious and do a big build like this, you're going to have problems. When I started this, everything was brand new. We didn't know that there was an item limit. Yes, there is an item limit for your builds. So this is my next drawbridge here. And as you can see, the banding, like even the banding is on this side and on the other side. And yeah, they are slightly crooked. I need to fix that. So you can see my drawbridge coming back this way. And yeah, so the more items you put in the map, the more laggy it gets as well. So when you're doing a big build like this, if you want the blocks to be small, like this is how I was building. I was building aesthetically. I wasn't building knowing that there was going to be a limit. And this is another one of my drawbridges going into the castle. And then we have the skeleton of the dragon here, and you can go up and onto this platform here. And I did again want to have a platform that went up to his head, and you could sit in his jaw, but you can climb up the the dragon from the castle and sit on his head and in his eyeballs if you want. And then we have the ramp goes over here to this other side. And then I have another drawbridge here, and I have these like doors that are for the towers. So I have another drawbridge with the portcullis and that. Like I said, it does get laggy. So I have actually sped it up so it does run a little smoother for the video. So then I have a ramp going down here, and I also have a platform here. Now I did want to build up here. Unfortunately, like I said, I have hit my limit, and I hit my limit long before I finished my castle. So the problem is, don't be too ambitious. Keep in mind that you do have a number of item limits. I'm going to jump down here. And like the whole bottom of my castle, I never got to finish it. And the thing is, when I did this, I didn't do it with one slab on the bottom. There's like 32 slabs down here. And yeah, I'm not going to show all the way through here because it's really hard to see, but you can get lost down here for about 5 minutes. There are so many paths and tunnels. There are only 2 ways up. There's a staircase up here that you'll recognize from the lights, and there's also a ramp in another spot, and there's the 2 ways out on the side through the tunnel. So now I'm on the other side of my castle here, and I wanted to build a big wizard tower here, and it didn't happen because, again, ran out of pieces, and I threw this up there at the last minute. I was stealing pieces all over the trim, all off of my castle, just to try to finish it enough to have some decent pictures for Screenshot Saturday of actual interiors. So this is the main entrance that I come in most of the time. Most people come in. So I have these doors that make it look like that you can enter the towers. And then I have my big main entrance here with my drawbridge. Now I originally made the the dragon skeleton small, and I had decided to blow it up bigger afterwards. So fitting it in here afterwards, I was afraid I was going to block my staircase I made here. And I love this staircase, but you see how many blocks it's taken to build this staircase. If I destroyed all this staircase, and this staircase took me hours to build, I could actually maybe finish the one wing of my castle, because each one of these is a wall, and that is very costly for a set of stairs. So the hard lesson I learned here is, even though you aesthetically want something beautiful like this, like I really wanted a staircase that went around a tower, and I love coming up here. This is why I put the little seat up here. It's one of the first places I made, but like I said, I could tear this all down and probably finish the one wing of my castle I wasn't able to complete. So keep in mind when you're building staircases that they are costly, and yes, they are aesthetically beautiful, and so save them for your grand entrance, or say your grand ballroom, your entrance to your ballroom or something like that, and use ramps instead for places where you can get away with it. So this is one of the two main entrances. This is the finished one, and this is the little stairwell that went down to the very dark basement. And this is where the guests would come in, and they would greet and socialize with each other before the balls or the great dinners or whatever they were having. And there's the courtyards out there, and we have a little balcony out here that you can come out on. And I was going to put some furniture out here, but running out of pieces. And that's more a this is one of my fireplaces, and this is the only one I have running because, again, number of pieces. And this is more a large map problem. With the smaller rooms, you're not using so many blocks for structures, so you will have more pieces that you can place. And like I said, Loki is child size, so everything's really big, which is great because you can actually do your emotes that sit on it. And then I have this stairwell here, which is made out of upside down Legion tables. And back here, I actually did use a ramp to go down into the basement. And over here, we have the ballroom. So this is where all the grand balls would be. And notice my ceilings, went way overboard on those too. All these things are going to cost you for pieces. So now that I have more of an idea, my curtains are flattened out candles, by the way. They're flattened and stretched out, and they make a really cool effect on the top floor above it that you'll see. And this is our dining room here. So we have all our dining rooms here, and this is the unfinished wing over here. Now this is where the local people would come in, where the other one was for visiting guests. This is where the local people would have come in, the local nobles, and it goes out to the courtyard there too, to the ballroom. And you can actually jump through these windows because there is no glass in any of these windows. So I'm going to go up my back stairwell, and you can actually go up either side, but I'm going to go up the right side. But both sides, are working staircase there. And it took quite a bit of time to place them all here attached to the wall, and then with the railing actually lined up with all of them. It was really fussy. And then I have a little step here, because you can get up here and you can come sit up here. I was going to actually make this the bathroom outhouse. I thought it'd be funny, but I actually thought it'd be even funnier. And this is an area that I wanted to turn into sort of like the smoking room with a billiard table and, nice area to sit. And this is my back balcony here. And this was a last minute joke I did with a couple pieces I had stolen from another place. This is the outhouse tower. So what went wrong with my build was I thought too grand. I was making the royal palace of the ice giants, okay? So I wanted a library, I wanted a study, I wanted tons of bedrooms, I wanted a grand palace. Well, there's nothing that big in AQ3D. Like even this staircase, I had built this staircase here, and I ended up having to come back and compromise and steal out half of the steps from this staircase. So I have a few gaps I have to clean up, but yeah, I had to steal like pieces out of the staircase just to finish my throne room. And the bedroom, I couldn't do any furniture beyond doing the bed. I did a little four-poster thing, and I squashed a gumdrop on the ground for a carpet. And I have my doors, they're also made out of Legion tables. I love those tables for doing things. So out here is my grand staircase. And you see these blue light effects here. Those are the tops of the candles that were curtains inside. So I have the staircase. It's like three-sided at the bottom, meets at a platform in the center. And it does have a fountain around it that was supposed to be filled with water, which would have been flattened down candles as well. But I was running out of pieces. So all I could leave was the watery mist of it coming down. I did want to like do fountains and all kinds of stuff like that, and I had to compromise quite a bit. So I'm right back at the beginning where I started on this level. So before I hop up the stairs, I'm going to show you the dragon skeleton. So you can actually come all the way up the dragon skeleton to the top of his head. It's quite the parkour, and I'm not going to do it all. I'm just going to come to here so you can have this view of the castle. And this looks great there until you see the other side and you see, oh my gosh, it's like gaping hole. It's completely missing the structure from the second floor, and there was supposed to actually be a third floor. So we're going back up the stairs here. So what I'm saying is, don't get too ambitious. Keep in mind the size of maps in AQ3D, how complicated they are. Even the Guardian Tower is broken down into several instances, so keep that in mind in your build. This is the Legend of Lore Guildhall, by the way. Planning and having a good idea of what you're going to do ahead of time really helps me. I just kind of wing it, but I'm not really winging it. I do it in my head. I have years of experience in the field of construction and architecture, so I did want to put another level floor on here. I don't know if I showed you my balcony that was in the bedroom, but there's a balcony there, and there would have been one on the other side. But yeah, this was supposed to be another floor with things like the library and like a little museum, and this is where the throne room is. And again, like, it was supposed to be filled with like bones and stuff like this in the pit. If you fall in the pit, there is a way out in the corner if you are exploring. And this is my little throne here to sit on. So this is my half-done kingdom. Now, I had considered, well, maybe I should just make it so it looks like it was half destroyed on one side. But instead, I have decided I am going to destroy Jotunheim and create a brand new kingdom. Basically a do-over, and I'll chalk this up to a learning experience. I'm already working on my not-so-secret base on my tropical island, and I'll be finishing that before I do anything to this one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Too bad we don't have TNT like Minecraft.